We all know about asking, believing, and receiving, right? You ask, you believe, you shall receive, right? But when you're asking, you're speaking your request as it already is. Like it's already happened, right? A lot of people don't tell you that about the ask, believe, receive. They think it's beg, believe, and receive. And it's not. You don't have to beg God for anything. You don't have to beg God to move in your life. So it's not beg, believe, receive. It's truly ask. Greetings, beautiful people. Fran here, back with another video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you have not yet, please do that. Also, if you're new to Fran's fam, welcome. Let me know where you're from. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're here to learn, what you think about the channel. I love reading the comments and responding to those. Alright, so this channel is all about bridging the spiritual with the physical to help you create your most marvelous, grandest, dynamic, fabulous life. And if that is something that you are into, stick around for a lot of positivity and good vibes on the channel. Alright, so I have something that I want to teach you guys about, talk to you guys about today that is really amazing. But first, I'm going to read a testimony from one of my clients who have used this method in our business. So she's one of my business spiritual mentoring clients. She's been using these methods and techniques that I teach you guys, but recently we've been working on something a little bit different, and she sent me a testimony to tell me what happened. So I am going to share it with you guys. So she goes, hey Dr. Fran, how are you doing today? I just had to tell you that our last week's session was so powerful, and there were so many shifts that happened in my business because of that. But I also want to just share one thing that you told me that I have been applying that helped me to attract a $26,000 client. Not only did I attract the client, she signed the contracts the same day I put the proposal out, and she's paid me in full, and she's ready to do the work. I am so thankful that I listened to you about creating the shift of already being present, already being in the business, already being with the clients. It was so amazing when I started doing this every morning. I couldn't help but smile because it felt so good. Now, I am going to get to work. I cannot wait for our next session, and I just want to thank you. P.S. Please feel free to share this, and you can share my name as well. Let people know how grand you are. With love, Heather. Now, Heather and I started business coaching about 3 months ago. And when Heather came to me from a place where she didn't really know about all of this, right? She did not know how to apply the principles of the Bible to her business to create a big business. She did not even know that you could use the Bible as a prosperity tool. But more importantly, she didn't even really know a lot about thinking, growing rich, asking, believing, and receiving. So that leads me to what I'm going to talk to you guys about. Now, I know you guys have heard about this. I've used it for some time, but I don't know if I've taught it on the channel. But I know that I teach it to my clients a lot. So I thought that I would share with you, especially with Heather's testimony being so powerful. $26,000 from one client, one contract, in one payment. Oh my goodness, that's so amazing. All right. So, have you ever been in a place where you are doing everything you think you can do? You're doing your affirmations, you're doing, you're reading, you're journaling, you're writing, you're doing everything that you could possibly be doing. But it just appears that nothing is working. Like, it seems like it's not working, or it's moving very slow, or it's just not coming, right? Like, there's some kind of block. Now, let me say this. When we're manifesting and creating, especially money, right, we have subconscious blocks because we have old teachings and old patterns around money. So therefore, we have to have paradigm shifts that will take us from this space to this space. Paradigm shifts created in our mind will elevate our thinking, right? So when you have a shift of consciousness, it takes you from a lower vibrational thought to a higher vibrational thought. You always want to be in a place that you are thinking and attracting, manifesting and creating on a higher frequency, right? It is extremely important to do so. If you are manifesting and creating on a lower vibrational frequency, you are going to manifest and create lower vibrational experiences. And we don't want that, right? No, we don't want that. We're not with that. We want to attract things that align with who we are, right? So, I'm going to teach you a technique that I see has been going around a little bit, but they teach it a little different than I do. Of course, you know that I teach everything from a spiritual principle. So we all know about asking, believing, and receiving, right? You ask, you believe, you shall receive, right? Asking meaning putting your request into the universe, right? Speaking your request. But when you're asking, you're speaking your request as it already is. Like it's already happened, right? A lot of people don't tell you that about the ask, believe, receive. They think it's beg, believe, and receive. And it's not. You don't have to beg God for anything. You don't have to beg God to move in your life. So it's not beg, believe, receive. It's truly ask. Asking for an experience from a place that the experience is already existing, right? Now your girl gonna tell you something. TT Fran gonna tell you something. Neville Goddard has taught this technique as well. However, if you ask me, because we're talking about asking, right? Did you see how I did that, y'all? Okay. If you ask me seriously, ask, believe, and receive has been around a lot longer than Neville Goddard's teaching. Now, I am not by any way talking about slandering Neville Goddard. I love Neville Goddard. I have learned so much from him and applied it to my life. I think he is amazing. But I'm talking about for those of us, right, who come from a place of deep religious upbringing, right? And it's hard for us to wrap our heads around manifesting the new words, the new thoughts, the new mindset, right? If you're in a place and you're finding yourself struggling with that concept of asking, just go back to your word, right? If you're still in that space of working around the mindset conditioning, go back to that space. Go from a space of asking, believing, receiving. Okay. What I'm talking about is Askfirmations, right? Have you guys heard of Askfirmations? All right. Let's talk about it. About 7 years ago, I was reading, as I always do. I love to read. And I was reading a Neville Goddard book, right? And he was talking about Askfirmations. So I kept reading and reading and reading. And then I began to reference my manifestation teachings and techniques that I had learned from the Bible, right? I'm doing like this because I have a Bible right here. So I started asking for guidance on how this collides and how I could use it to create. Now this was 10 years ago, right? So what I started doing was, instead of saying I am so whatever, I am so blah blah blah. Oh, I am. Instead of me putting the I am in, because there are days that you're using affirmations and you don't feel that affirmation. You understand what I'm saying? You're using that affirmation, but it's not resonating with you. So your subconscious mind is completely and totally rejecting the affirmation, right? Because you're saying, I am so rich. And your subconscious mind is like, are you? because you don't feel that. Your vibrational frequency is not on that same level. But when you do the Askfirmations, you're simply asking the question, right? So your subconscious mind has no resistance to what you're asking because you're just asking a question. Now, let me say this. Askfirmations should not at all replace your affirmations and your mantras and your decrees. If you are using your affirmations, your mantras, and your decrees and they're working for you, keep using them. Do not stop using them. However, you can add this to your repertoire, right? Put this in your spiritual toolkit and use it. Let me give you an example. So I would walk around the house and I would say things like, how am I so rich? I have so much money. I mean, my clients are just booking and buying. My calendar is full. How did I end up with so many speaking engagements? How do I have so many followers on Facebook? Because right back then I was a Facebook girl, right? How are all of my bills paid? How are all of these things working in my life? How did I end up with this beautiful home? Why do I have everything that I desire? Why am I on this fabulous vacation? Why do I have this fine, loving, amazing partner? Why am I in love, so in love, and why am I so happy being in love? Why is my bills all paid up in full and I have all this money left over? Why do I have so much money? You follow me? You ask the question about the thing that you desire to see show up in your life as if it is already present. Just like asking, believing, receiving. It's the same thing. You're asking, how do I have so much money? How do I have so much love? How do I have so many clients that pay me my fee? How is this happening? That's an Askfirmation, right? And what I found about Askfirmations is that I do it like a game, right? So I play with it. Meaning, I will just start in the morning, like after I get up, I'll be like, oh my gosh, how's my calendar so full with money-making appointments? How is my life just so fabulous? And I would just go and I would start smiling because I would be in the flow of, this feels like so real. Like this feels so real to me. So by it feeling real, it raised my vibrational frequency. And then I began to see things show up in my life. That's exactly what Heather, my client, did. She used Askfirmations. And you see, she made $26,000 off of one client. And you can too. Askfirmations help to raise your vibrational frequency. So, I want you guys to try it, or if you've already tried it, tell me what has happened. And if that is not your favorite technique, tell me what some of your favorite manifestation techniques are, and let's talk about it. All right, y'all. Me and Bella will talk to you soon. Peace and blessings. Bye for now. Bella, can you say bye for now? Say bye.